This is the AI News Flash for August 1st, 6 p.m. UTC. First up, a federal judge has denied Elon Musk's xAI request to block Minnesota's ban on nudification technology. U.S. District Judge Donovan Frank rejected the company's motion for a temporary restraining order on July 31st. The judge noted that xAI's own delay undercut its claim of urgency because it filed on July 29th, nearly 3 months after the law was signed and just 3 days before it took effect. As a result, Minnesota's House Files 16006, which bans technology that generates nude images of real people, has been enforced since August 1st. It carries civil penalties of up to $500,000 per violation and applies to every provider operating in the state. The fight is not over. The court will treat the motion as a request for a preliminary injunction and hold a hearing on August 19th. The first state ban on nudification tools in the country is now actually enforceable. Second, South Korea's NCAI has been selected to lead a government-backed agentic AI development project. The program is the real-world proactive agentic AI technology development project overseen by the Ministry of Science and ICT and the Institute of Information and Communications Technology Planning and Evaluation. It runs from 2026 through 2029 with a total budget of 49.4 billion won, including 39.5 billion won in government funding. The consortium pairs NCAI as lead with the hosting company, Gabia, Korea University, and Yonsei University. Gabia operates Korea's leading groupware platform, and it will serve as the live testbed where the technology is validated in real business environments. NCAI had been dropped in the first round of Korea's Sovereign AI Foundation Model Contest back in January. Now it holds the lead role in a different national program, building systems that understand a business goal and execute the whole workflow, with manufacturing and logistics physical AI as the next target. Third, a vulnerability in the AI agent platform Ruflo has been rated the maximum severity score of 10.0. The flaw, tracked as CVE 2026-59726 and nicknamed RufRoot, left the platform's Model Context Protocol bridge exposing 233 privileged tools without any authentication. Port 3001 was bound to all interfaces by default in Docker, so a single unauthenticated HTTP request was enough for remote code execution and theft of every provider API key. What Noma Security, which found the flaw, warns about most is poisoning of the AI's persistent memory. Malicious instructions written into the data store keep shaping responses for all users long after the attacker is gone. Version 3.1623 fixes the code, but a patched redeploy alone does not undo the poisoning. Defenders are told to close the exposed ports, rotate all language model API keys, and audit the agent database for tampering. Fourth, Insilico Medicine has launched what it calls the industry's first drug discovery and development benchmark as a service. The target is data contamination in public AI benchmarks. Models can post inflated scores simply by memorizing test questions that sit in their training data, then fail when asked to make a real decision about a drug candidate. Insilico anchors the framework in carefully decontaminated real-world data and its own validated programs. A task set called Drug Candidate Essentials evaluates a model end-to-end, from hit identification through preclinical candidate nomination.
Any model reachable through a standard chat completions API can be submitted, and Insilico scores the output against expert reference baselines and returns a standardized scorecard. It is an attempt to measure frontier models against real science.
Fifth, about 20 million AI chips are now running in data centers worldwide, and that figure is expected to double roughly every 9 months. The estimate comes from the research firm Epoch AI. At that pace, the world would hold around 200 million of these chips by the end of 2028, 10 times today's level. The compute itself is growing even faster. The total computing power of the installed chip stock has been doubling in just under 7 months, a rate of about 3.4 times per year since 2022. Commentators have compared the scale and ambition of this moment to the railroad build-out of the 1800s, the New Deal of the 1930s, and the Manhattan Project of the 1940s. The deluge of computing power is only now coming online. That's all for this AI News Flash.